Alright guys, I'm back once again with the Star Wars Black Series Kylo Ren. This is the one everyone's been looking forward to. It's the new Sith Lord. Really the most unique looking character, at least I should say, from the new series. Ever since the crossguard lightsaber, this guy's kind of been the mystery character, the crossguard reveal I should say. That was close to a year ago now, but here it is, the Kylo Ren 6-inch figure. Like I said in my previous video, these were all sold out at Toys R Us right when I got there. So lucky me, about an hour later I wandered into Walmart. Looked like only a couple people had been there. Most of these were still intact. It says there's 5 in the wave, but the only ones that were left were this guy, Finn Jakku, and Chewbacca. I would assume this guy was printed by far the most, because there were like 10 of these left. Out of everything else. So I'm assuming, I think there's stormtroopers in this wave, I want to say, from what I've kind of read and heard. That being said, I don't fully know. If there are, or if there were stormtroopers, they sold out like that. I'm assuming we had someone who had a situation where a lot of basically every collector probably wanted them, and then people were buying 2 or 3 rather than Kylo Ren, which you're only going to buy 1 of. But there were several Kylo Rens left, which is nice. And of course, Kylo Ren is my personal most anticipated person from this new series. It looks like my favorite figure that I saw through the box there. So let's take a look at him. First off, Star Wars black logo, pretty standard. Like I commented last time, very much love for the black and red packaging. Kylo Ren himself, Hasbro, awesome. Off to the side, this nice red. I like also too how it kind of has like that almost like smartphone case type, like kind of like, I don't know, chalky-ish feel to the front, and then you get on the side and it's that nice slippery, I don't know, I think it's cool. I like the boxes on these. And then Star Wars Black Series number 3, Kylo Ren. And then Kylo Ren's bio is a dark warrior strong with the Force. Kylo Ren commands the First Order missions with the temper as fiery as his unconventional lightsaber. So his lightsaber is unconventional. From what we've seen, you can kind of even see it in the figure through the box, and I'll comment on it more. Has that very fiery look, so I'm wondering if it's actually a lightsaber or if it's like an artificial lightsaber. Anyhow, that's enough on the packaging. Kind of nice looking packaging. Let's get this guy out of the box and see what we think about him. Alright guys, we got Kylo Ren out of the package, and I must say, right off the bat, he is awesome. Let's take a look at his accessory first off, if I can wrestle it out of his hand. First off, we do have the cross-guarded lightsaber. Disappointed that it kind of has like a banana shape, like a banana up, which, I mean, I'm sure if I'm gentle and I put like a book over it overnight, I'm sure that'll slide right back into place. Also, the nice thing about this lightsaber too is, oops, you can actually remove this as well. Just take that out. It's a hassle to get back in, by the way. Lightsaber comes a little warped too, but that'll also be fixed by me in due time. Nice detail on it though. Nice paint apps to it. Nice everything. You can see I actually did get to hold the lightsaber. I did hold the toy. I wasn't going to buy the toy lightsaber though. Didn't feel like it, but I might buy a model or something of the lightsaber down the line, like a detailed one. Very kind of cool lightsaber. Unique design. I like how it's a lot darker than most lightsabers we'll see. I mean, shouldn't talk too much. It has like the red dot on the bottom, so I'm almost wondering if you can like Darth Maul it. Or if that's just kind of, that might be where the button is. I don't know. It's cool either way. It's cool. Next off, the main event, Kylo Ren. Just holding this guy in my hand. Finally being able to like really look at a detailed look at what this figure looks like. The hood, and all this is cloth, which is just very nice. I mean, Star Wars has always done a decent job giving you the cloth. I mean, we had, as a kid, I had a couple Darth Vader toys that had cloth. I mean, a lot of them are plastic, but it's cool to see on this guy especially. The hood is nice because you can kind of screw around with it. Down the hood, it's kind of cool to see. He has like a sort of like samurai look, but like mixed with Darth Vader. So the helmet's awesome. You can see all the nice detail around there inside the little visor. got like the Cyclops eye, but awesome. Kind of some battle damage and garbage. You can see like dents and nicks on it, which I think are intentional based on how they're kind of set up and all around it, which is awesome. Hood up, he still looks cool. Hood does kind of flop to one side, but again, like anything else, if I kind of screw around with it enough, it should fly back into place. I love how the hands have that nice, or that arms have like that nice tubular texture. Just cool. And then the cape too. This part of the cape's kind of like, I guess, yeah, this is kind of his cape. The rest is like a cloak, but this part's kind of, this part's going to be hard rubber, or not hard rubber, but soft rubber to give you the movement, but you can also, they want you to be able to use that a little more, or keep that in the display area, but it all looks really cool. Very good paint apps on this guy. They definitely put the most effort into him. You can see how he's got like an undercloak, goes into his boots and stuff. Very nice how they're set up. I kind of like this costume because you got like the mixture, like it's kind of like desert, like very, I don't know, like primitive, but at the same time you got the elements of Darth Vader, kind of the samurai culture, as well as like the Darth Sidious, and in hand it's gonna be cool. I believe he's gonna play kind of a role of like a mixture of Darth Vader, but also he's gonna kind of, I assume he's gonna kind of be the one that's in charge of the Ren, or have a big part in the Ren. I'm really hoping he sticks around for at least the trilogy, because I mean that's how it should be. You look at Darth Vader, he made it through the trilogy, and then George Lucas kind of made a mistake changing the Sith in each episode of the early, or I should say the later films, but the prequels, and that was a real shame. But I really hope they don't mess that up on this series. But you can just see this guy is very poseable, very nice articulation, which I'll get into in just a second. But all the paint apps, a lot of good motion, a lot of great ways to pose this guy. He really is an awesome figure, and I'm glad I got him. Definitely very cool. So, proud to get this guy. In the way of articulation, the hood is no problem, but the plastic cape is, so the up and down, and also just how bulky the head is, so very little up and down. Nice side to side though, which is all you really need. It would have been nice to maybe let him look up a little more. I'm sure you could pop the head off the ball joint and get a little more posability out of it though. Arms can go forward and back, but like I said, if you're a kid who intends on playing with this, I guess that might be a problem. I'm sure it probably doesn't bother most kids that are trying to play with this, but left to right and forward and back, very nice arm motion. Hands can move back and forth. I think they're supposed to be able to move back and forward, which allows for a little more posability. Abdomen, in the way of abdomen, there is something under there. I'm not sure how that's set up, but there is some abdomen motion down there. Under the belt is not removable, but it doesn't get in the way of articulation. The other nice thing about cloth is, if this was all plastic, we'd be in trouble in articulation wise, but legs can move in and out, bend at the knee, and foot joint, swivel. Double jointed knees, but very hard to do with the cape as it is, or the rubber apron, I guess. But Kylo Ren looks cool as hell. Just to put him into perspective, let's bring out Finn Jakku. You can just see, awesome. He definitely is slightly taller than Finn, but awesome at the same time. I mean, it's going to be so cool seeing these guys go head to head. And what I think about these Star Wars Black figures, in the way of at least the Episode 7 figures I've seen, is they're very awesome. So definitely, if you can get your hands on these, I'm sure a lot of places, if you haven't gotten them by now, they're going to be tricky to get, at least until, I'm sure they're just going to be bringing these out every week basically until the movie comes out. Then they're gonna slow them down. But I'm sure these are just gonna be shipped. I'm excited for more waves to come out. I hope if they do ship more, and I assume they're gonna get a couple more shipments at least. But when they do ship them, I would like to get Chewbacca soon, which I'm sure he's gonna be the real peg warmer, being as he's not a new character, and I believe they've put him out previously, if I remember correctly, for the thing. It is kind of his episode 7, like older Chewie, based on the brief look I had on it, but I'm sure these two will be flying off the shelves relatively. I'd love to get a Stormtrooper up in here, and I'd love to get what's her name? But she looks awesome. I'm just blanking right now, which is kind of embarrassing, but she comes with BB-8, and I want her figure as well. So just very cool figures. Definitely worth picking up. If you're an adult collector and you aren't a mint on card guy, which I mean, I do have mint on card figures, and actually most of my 3 3/4 inch Star Wars figures I've gotten recently I've kept on card. But the card figures are really cool. I really like the cards. But if you're keeping them out of box, these are definitely ones to collect. These 6-inch figures are beautiful, nicely articulated. Everything about them is awesome. So I definitely want to pick up more in the way of the Star Wars Black Series. I want to try out more. Kind of a cool mixture of Star Wars and Marvel Legends, and it'll be interesting to see if we can keep up this quality. What type of Star Wars Episode 7 figures we'll see down the line. So I got one last review for you guys after this, which I'll do the Funko Pop Kylo Ren, which I plan on keeping next to my Darth Vader statue. So I'll be back for that next time you take a look.